This video was brought to you in part by thepixelempire.com. If you want to get your hands on some TV, movie, and game original design wall prints that look awesome in any bedroom or any part of the house even, please go to the description to check out the site, and also use the coupon code CADDY in big capital letters on checkout to get 15% off of any order. This game is absolutely fantastic, and I've sunk more hours into it in such a short amount of time than any other game I've played before. If you take everything that made Fallout 3 great and expand it, but then cut out all the unnecessary fat and remove the shit that didn't work and replace that with new mechanics and improvements, you get the essential Fallout post-apocalyptic action RPG experience. I will admit that I don't find the intro as effective as Fallout 3, and the way that the intro plays out made me think we'd experience more of the actual decline of the world instead of skipping 200 years. But everything else has been done so well that I barely care. The open world looks marvellously desolate, yet much more interesting and colourful than 3, with awesome weather effects and a definite style with many more memorable areas to give you a proper sense of discovery and much more satisfying exploration, meaning that I barely used fast travel at any point, and I never got bored like I occasionally did while travelling the brown and bleak mess in Fallout 3. Despite the newer slightly cartoony style though, the dark and dingy super mutant underground tunnels and Mirelurk infested museum nests are genuinely scary as hell in some places, and the atmosphere with the excellent music and horrifically creepy sound design is just as refined as 3. I also appreciate VATS taking place in slow motion, giving the combat the much needed edge and difficulty and urgency I found was lacking in 3 from stopping time entirely, and stuff like the more streamlined dialogue system I found much more entertaining and less cumbersome, especially considering the much better voice performances and people that actually look like people. Leveling up gives you tons of options yet limits choices by locking out some perks until you reach a certain level, and with this system I found it more exciting and varied as opposed to the typical tree system. And weapon customization is huge, the same of course applying to crafting and chemistry with all the junk and valuable bits and bobs you find in the wasteland, and the decisions based around between trading junk, using it as ammo in certain guns, keeping it for crafting yet making sure you don't get weighted down with all the stuff you acquire. The balance is perfect. Companion elements and the relationships you garner within them leading to XP bonuses for getting closer with them, specific help on the battlefield varying from partner to partner, specific side quests and interesting dialogue trees that genuinely make you care about the characters are very well executed, and the many different ways quests can go depending on your level and how well you can discover things independently with not too much guidance is rewarding and brilliant fun. And okay, yes, the workshop system isn't perfect, the magnetizing and placement is a little bit awkward, but the variety of things you can make and how they affect each settlement you partner with is impressive and does offer many different benefits in the long run and still works really well even for a nearly optional element. Every variable in this game, from the way that different armor and radiation resistance works, the way leveling up and perks are decided, the feeling and effects every great feedback-induced weapon has, the dialogue and quests, the way that you tackle enemies from a more stealthy aspect or a more heavy aspect, and how everything culminates into how the outcome of the game is affected on a real-time basis is fantastic. And for the price you get so much damn amazing game for your money that it almost feels like a joke. And to top it all off, on PS4 the game runs unbelievably smoothly and looks great for a game this huge, not to mention opposed to the shitty and horribly laggy and buggy PS3 version of Fallout 3, this works terrifically well with tighter controls, and the only glitches I ever came across were where the water did this. It feels great to finally play a Fallout game at its release and share all of my experiences in real time with everybody else at the same time, and I'm glad it's with a game that's this good. Easily a contender for best open world game of the year next to The Witcher 3, even if The Witcher 3 did have more interesting side quests. I'm 26 hours into this beast of a game myself, and I couldn't recommend it enough.